Hey guys, this is Ruroni K95 here, and it is time to do a top 10 or top 20 favorite songs from my favorite metal bands, because today we're going to be doing something a lot more different, because I know a lot of you want to check this video out if you're watching the channel though, because today we're going to be doing some top favorite songs from one of my favorite metal bands I love that I've been growing up listening to. And to me, this has been one of my all-time favorite metal bands that has been in all my favorites. So we're doing top favorite songs from King Diamond and Mercyful Fate. We're going to be doing this because we're long overdue for a new video like this as well, because I know a lot of you want to check this out if you've ever been a fan of King Diamond and Mercyful Fate as well. Because I just wanted to come across for how I wanted to do this as well. Because despite that, Mercyful Fate have been hailing from Copenhagen, Denmark, when they were founded in 1981 by King Diamond and Hank Sherman. Despite that, they were being part of the first wave of black metal bands to hit the music scene in the 80s, along with other bands like Venom, Bathory, and Hellhammer, especially before other metal bands in Norway has a lot more different than the others as well, especially like Norwegian black metal and Scandinavian black metal as well. Most thrash metal bands from the mid-80s to the early 90s have credited Mercyful Fate's music style as one of their influences, basically. When Mercyful Fate has known for these albums such as Melissa and Don't Break the Oath as well, particularly. So, we're going to be ranking songs from King Diamond, and then we're heading into Mercyful Fate as well. So, number 20, Give Me Your Soul. To me, fair though, the song Give Me Your Soul is one of my favorite songs right off of the album that came out in 2007. What King Diamond has done as well, particularly, I mean, it's very unique in how it's very heavy, like, for, you know, just a bit, particularly have how, for what Andy LaRoque has been and doing the song as like this as well. Number 10. Oh no, not on hits as well. Number 19. Welcome Home. This is one of my favorite songs from King Diamond off the album Them, because that song has got very heavier, and it has got like the whole, because you know the lyrics, you know, Grandma, what was it like to be on the holiday side? Yeah, that's the most common song that was heard in the movie Clerks 2. If any Clerks fans can take note on this, because this was particularly that came out of the album on there as well. Number 18, Nuns Have No Fun. This is my favorite Mercyful Fate song from their EP album, the self-titled EP album from 1982, because I think that was part of the other tracks along with the other ones like Corpse Without a Soul as well, because it's got that heaviest guitar riff from Hank Sherman and Michael Danner. I mean, it's more different than Born to Raise Hell from Cheap Trick in the Rock and Roll movie soundtrack, but it's more different than that, but it's almost even as close as I thought. But overall, Nuns Have No Fun is my favorite song from Mercyful Fate off of this self-titled EP album that came out in '82, because this is how some of the lyrics have dealing with some dark and some macabre horror and lyrics about the devil and stuff like that. For what, you know, it's particularly for the lyrical content of what King Diamond and Mercyful Fate had a lot for this as well. Number 17, The Family Ghost. My second favorite song from the album Abigail, which is King Diamond's second album. To me, I think I remember seeing King Diamond music video Abigail, The Family Ghost, which is on VH1 Classics Metal Mania on TV back in 2010, and I didn't know that it was my first King Diamond music video that I remember seeing it on VH1 Classics Metal Mania as well, if you ever been watching it as well, accordingly, for what I come by to this. Number 16, Halloween. My favorite song off of King Diamond's first album, Fatal Portrait. That's the most heaviest track, especially if you ever want to listen to it on Halloween as well, especially like around October 31st, when you're having a little Halloween spirit kind of feel. Whenever you want to, once October 31st comes, like if you're listening to the song Halloween by King Diamond as well. And, yeah. Number 15, Abigail. This is the classic metal song from King Diamond, which is from their from his second album of the same name as well. Regardingly, as well, from what I come by to how it was a masterpiece, and it was the best, noted down as the greatest heavy metal song from the 80s of its decade, from what I come by for how, especially if you've ever been a fan of King Diamond and Mercyful Fate as well. I've come by for this as well. As in case you're wondering as well, what I wanted to come by for having these kind of songs as favorites as well. Number 14. Is That You, Melissa? That is from their album. To me, this song is like a little more different than than most of King Mercyful Fate's previous songs as well, which I'm guessing it's from the album In the Shadows, which is Mercyful Fate's later albums in the 90s as well, and it was basically their most songs as well. Number 15 as well, particularly in case you're wondering, it's just about Mercyful Fate went back together when they released the album In the Shadows as well. And that's how you wanted to come by for how this as well. And for how you wanted to know for most of these songs, everything for what King Diamond and Mercyful Fate has a lot for this as well. Accordingly, to be fair for this, what I wanted to come by for, if you ever been listening to King Diamond and Mercyful Fate as well. As well. And yeah, because I just wanted to know for this accordingly. Let's see. Number 13, Curse of the Pharaohs. The greatest song from Mercyful Fate, in my opinion, because it was the most heaviest track. It's almost a little reminiscent of Iron Maiden-like feel, like where the guitar riff is sounded almost as different than the song Welcome to Hell by Venom. Especially for when Mercyful Fate did the song Curse of the Pharaohs on here. especially for whenever how they do this as well, of how you wanted to come by dealing with the pharaohs in Egypt, especially for the lyrical as well, of how you wanted to come by for this accordingly. And this is particularly, it's just basically of how, for what King Diamond and Mercyful Fate has ever done when back in the 80s as well. Number 12, Black Funeral. This is my favorite song from King Diamond Mercyful Fate, though, because those lyrics starting it with the heaviest guitar riff from Hank Sherman and Michael Denner, and then you have the lyrics like "Bring that black cross to the altar," because there's some blasphemy and some like satanic lyrical content, like saying "Oh hail Satan" and all that. Yeah, because their lyrics have been dealing with the devil and the pharaohs and stuff. Because, Mercyful Fate has captured people's imagination at the era, at the 80s. They're more different than most other heavy metal bands from Japan, such as Loudness, though. But for Mercyful Fate, they're from Copenhagen, Denmark, as well. However, although the song Black Funeral by Mercyful Fate appeared on the compilation album for what they did as well. Like their first early demo in 1982. Which I wanted to come by for how there's two different versions of Black Funeral by Mercyful Fate. One you had is probably the studio version from their first album, Melissa. There's another version called from 1982, which is Metallic Storm, which is the metal compilation album in 1982. Now, if you're ever been familiar with Metallic Storm, because it's a heavy metal compilation album, which it has the 1982 early version of Black Funeral by Mercyful Fate as well. Number 11, Dangerous Meeting. This song was originally titled as Death Kiss, which I'm guessing it was particularly the working title as part of the early Mercyful Fate demos. Sometimes it has the other track called Walking Back to Hell, which is another early working title for the song Dangerous Meeting, because to me, though, this is particularly how most like Dark Lady coming down the line, especially in the demo version as Death Kiss, but in the song A Dangerous Meeting is Tonight the Circle's Meeting Again. Especially like when they were, how the lyric meaning for the song like Dangerous Meeting is like how has been dealing with the occult, like following the occult lyrical meaning, especially when they were gathered around a circle, and then how they summon, of how dark in how they approaching ghostly hour, or of how they circled the meeting, how they summon the devil and they got themselves killed, especially in the lyrics, how they describing it. This basically explains of how, the song Dangerous Meeting, a Dangerous Meeting was basically how they contact with a spirit for the boredom or the curiosity of how the sense of how spirit meeting, because how the exploration of how they of the consequences of how they were playing with forces, so beyond and stuff like this. That's some blasphemous stuff as well, particularly for especially for the song meeting for a dangerous meaning on there as well, in case you're wondering as well. As number 11, The Oath, the most darkest song from Mercyful Fate, though, because this has gotten to be very of how it's the biggest influences among most black metal musicians, especially for those lyrical themes and all that. To be honest, in my opinion, this has got to be one of those most darkest songs as well, because it's more darker than most metal songs in general, though, in case you wanted to come by for this as well. And that's how you wanted to come by for this, accordingly. Number 10. Melissa. This is the song from the Mercyful Fate's debut album of the same name, and how the song meaning where Melissa has been captured by the priest when he thought, you know, the lyrics that King Diamond said about Melissa was a witch in that one. You know, this just basically of how he named the skull Melissa, of how when he performs Melissa live with Mercyful Fate back in the 80s as well. And this is particularly, you know what, this is just basically how but then again, just considering how for what King Diamond and Mercyful Fate has got a lot to do for this one particularly. Number 9, Desecration of Souls. This is like one of the by far my most favorite songs from Mercyful Fate, though, because this was originally as a demo under the working title On a Night on Full Moon, which is another one of these early demo titles under the song. The working songs for what Mercyful Fate had a lot to do for this, accordingly, as far as I know as well, because you just wanted to, and obviously though is that this has got to be for what I come by on this, and how it's gotten very Black Sabbath-like guitar tone for what, especially for what Hank Sherman and Michael Danner had for this when they do this when they recorded the album Don't Break the Oath as well, and this is how it's got for this as well. Number 9, A Corpse Without a Soul. This is the heaviest guitar riff. I mean, it's more different than your average metal song from the works of Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. I mean, it's more different than that, but it's not even close, though. To me, though, Corpse Without a Soul is by far my favorite song from Mercyful Fate, though, because this has got to be how I have been wanting to come by for most of these songs on there as well, particularly as well, accordingly, and how I just wanted to know. And lucky has ever came to any of this as well. Number 8, Come to the Sabbath, which is track 9 from the album Don't Break the Oath. To me, Come to the Sabbath is also my favorite song from Mercyful Fate, though, because this song saying wants to get revenge on the priest who has taken the life of Melissa in the especially if you hear it in the lyrics as well. And so this is basically like part 2 of continuation of the song Melissa as well. As in this, but then again, just considering how the song Is That You, Melissa was basically the third continuation of the song Melissa as well. And this is how it has gotten to me, though. And this is all new for me as well, because I just wanted to know for this, and how I wanted to come by on that as well. Everything seems to be as far as what I could notice as well, and I just wanted to know for this accordingly. Number 7, Into the Coven as well. And to me, though, it starts off with the acoustic guitar, and then we get into the electric. I mean, it's very more heavy. That's like how they considering how they did the song, just like how they did with Curse of the Pharaohs when Mercyful Fate recorded the album Melissa. Of how you want. To me, though, Into the Coven is my favorite song from Mercyful Fate, because I have it along with most other songs from Mercyful Fate I love as well. Number 6, Gypsy. To me, the song Gypsy is my favorite from the Don't Break the Oath album, and to me, this is one of my all-time favorite songs on there, because it's gotten 2 different guitar solos from Hank Sherman and Michael Danner on each song, but I love how it's got that heaviest guitar riff as well, especially if you've ever been listening to this one as well. Number 5, Satan's Fall. Another good track from their album Melissa. It has a melodic, rhythmic riffs of how it puts Mercyful Fate to the next level, of how it deserves, of how the devotion for the fans and the music critics alike, especially the vocal pitch, those eerie falsetto, banshee-like vocal pitches delivered from King Diamond's voice throughout the song, especially for what Mercyful Fate had a lot for this as well. You know, this just explains for how I wanted to come by for this as well. Number 5, Night of the Unborn. My most favorite song from Mercyful Fate. To me, that song, Night of the Unborn, is one of my all-time favorite songs from Mercyful Fate, in my opinion, because I just love the guitar solo part from Hank Sherman when he uses the whammy bar, especially on the when he recorded it by using his Fender Stratocaster guitar. especially when he used the whammy bar. Just makes a little dive bomb sound on the guitar. And then we get into the riffs on here. And it has most guitar solos from from Hank Sherman and Michael Danner as well. Because there's some darker lyrics like "They will dance around the chapel, it's a feast for the dead, they will make a fool of the priest, and the dead boys choir will sing." That's some darkest, this basically has some of the darkest lyrics for what King Diamond has as well. Number 4, The Uninvited Guest. Another one from Mercyful Fate album, Into the Unknown. It's one of my most favorite songs I like as well, and this is my favorite as well. Number 3, No Presents for Christmas from King Diamond. Yeah, this was really originally as a single, but it later also appeared in the album Fatal Portrait, which is after Mercyful Fate's breakup in 1985, accordingly as well. Oh, as what I noticed as well, in case you're wondering as well, as which I come by for this as well. Number 2, Burn in Hell, which is my most listened song by Mercyful Fate from their album 9, because I just love that heaviest guitar riff, just like most other songs I listen to its kind as well, especially on there as well. Number 2, Nightmare. This is my favorite song from Mercyful Fate from the album Don't Break the Oath, because it has that Motorhead like influence feel on guitar as well. And number 1, that tops it all, you got Evil, which is the first song from Mercyful Fate's album Melissa. However, that song was also re-recorded on for Guitar Hero Metallica in 2008. But to me though, the studio version is one of my favorites on there as well. And from the album, Melissa is my favorite because I just wanted to come by for this as well. And here's some of my honorable mentions for other songs, like The Invisible Guest, Kiss the Demon, Arrival, and Never Ending Hill. Those are the honorable mentions from other songs from King Diamond and Mercyful Fate on this video as well. So that's pretty much for what I come by for this. This is the first time I wanted to do this video. So that's going to be it for my top 10 favorite songs from King Diamond and Mercyful Fate for today's video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to click on the subscribe button, especially if you're new to my channel, because if you've ever been watching this as well, be sure to click on the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Be sure to click the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well for more latest updates, just to keep you notified. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know if you like as well. Be sure to check out my anime plan or analyst at your leisure at this point, because I'm literally getting a letterbox nowadays. And also, that's all I have what I got for today. Because I'll be doing for another ranking top 10 favorite songs, because I'm going to be teeing off with another band for the next video, Ghost. Stay tuned for the next video tomorrow. This is Rurouni K95 saying thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Be sure to stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great day. This is Rurouni K95 signing off. Thanks for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos that I got unplanned. Take care. And ta-ta for now for the top 20 videos on the songs. Take care. Ta-ta for now.